Hello first grade and welcome to another directed drawing. Today's directed drawing will have a focus on Hispanic or Latinx Heritage Month because on Wednesday, September 15th, we began Hispanic Heritage Month that goes all the way through October 15th. And what is Hispanic Heritage Month? This is the month when we celebrate Latinx culture that is all about us. So we celebrate because there are many countries that are celebrating their independence during this time of year, such as Costa Rica, El Salvador, Honduras, Nicaragua, Mexico, and Chile. And I just mentioned two different terms, Hispanic and Latino, Latina, or Latinx. Let's go ahead and focus first on the term Hispanic. And Hispanic refers to people who come from Spanish-speaking countries such as Mexico and Central and Southern America, such as Guatemala. And it even encompasses the Caribbean, which includes Cuba and Puerto Rico. And now the term Latino or Latina and Latinx refers to people that come from Latin American countries, such as Brazil and Haiti. There are many different ways to celebrate Hispanic, Latino, Latina, or Latinx culture and heritage. And one of those ways is through art. And that is how we will be celebrating today. We will be celebrating by drawing a portrait of Frida Kahlo. Frida Kahlo was a Mexican artist who became famous for her self-portraits that were strongly influenced by her Mexican culture. And so a self-portrait is a drawing of yourself. So we will be drawing a portrait of Frida Kahlo in a cartoon form. It's not going to look very realistic because we are going to make her look like a cartoon. So let me tell you a little bit about Frida Kahlo. She was born in Mexico City, and at the age of 6, she contracted a disease called polio, which left her in bed for a really long time. But Frida Kahlo didn't stay sad. She decided to spend her time by going like this on her window, fogging it up, and then drawing things that she imagined. She drew a little friend for herself, and that's how she spent her time while she was stuck in bed. Frida wanted to become a doctor, but a car accident left her unable to walk for 3 whole months. And during that time, her mom made her a very special easel so that she could paint from the comfort of her bed. Today, we remember Frida as a very strong woman who used her art to overcome her difficult life circumstances. Let's go ahead and get started. You will need a clean sheet of paper, a pencil to sketch with, a black marker to trace over your sketch lines, and something to color with, such as crayons, colored pencils, markers, or even paint. Whatever you would like to use to make your artwork bright and colorful, just like Frida Kahlo. We will begin our Frida Kahlo drawing by first making her face. We will make a U shape. I like to go down a little bit lower for her chin and then come right back up. And there is her face. Next, we are drawing her lips. And it's almost like a letter M up at the top. And then we connect the bottom of her lip. Next is her nose, which is just a small curvy line. And her eyes are going to be closed. So we will make a curvy line and add 2 little lines at the edge for her lashes. Do the same thing on the other side. And then we will continue with her eyebrows. So we will make one eyebrow on one side and then try to match it on the other side by drawing a similar shape. This next part is very important because we are going to add some small hairs in the middle because Frida was very special and different, and she had some beautiful extra hairs right in the middle of her face. We will continue by adding her ears, one on each side. Remember, these are like half circles. And we also want to add earrings because Frida loved wearing earrings. She took really good care with how she dressed herself and adorned her ears with beautiful earrings. Next, we are going to draw her hairline. So we make one curvy line and connect it to her ear, and make another curvy line and connect that to her other ear. Frida Kahlo loved bold colors and shades that celebrated her indigenous Mexico and her own heritage. So we are going to draw some beautiful flowers up at the top of her head, and flowers can be drawn many different ways. You see me here drawing a flower by drawing one shape and then repeating that same shape all around. I'm going to repeat it one more time. And here is one style of flower. I'm going to try to draw a different flower, beginning with a small circle and then going around and around with these shapes until I have another flower. I will draw a similar flower right next to it with different style petals. You can make your flowers different, and you can try these different styles of flowers. I'm going to add two more on the side. Here's another way that you can make a flower. And one more flower at the end to finish adorning her hair. She loved wearing beautiful flowers in her hair, and she even wore ribbons and braids. Next, we are going to connect the top so that she has hair. So this right here is going to be all of her hair. It's like she has it up, almost like how Miss Rodriguez likes to wear it, sometimes up in a bun. But she pulled it all back and adorned it with beautiful flowers. Next, we are going to draw Frida Kahlo's body. We will begin by making an 11 for her neck. And next, we are going to draw a small little collar for her dress. We will continue by drawing a rectangle shape, and then drawing a second rectangle shape for her dress, as you see here. Next, we need to draw her sleeves. So I will make one short sleeve on one side with a curvy line and another short sleeve on the other side. We are going to next draw her arms, and she's going to have her hands one on top of each other. So here goes one arm going right to the front of her, and we will draw her hand with one thumb, and her four fingers are going to be together. So we are going to draw them all together with one sweep and then add small lines for her fingers. We will do the same on the other side, but take note that this hand is under the other hand, so we will not see her thumb, but we will see the little bottom part of her fingers, just barely coming out under there. We will continue by connecting the bottom of her dress, like so. Curvy line to close it, that's her waistline. And then we are going to draw the bottom of her dress. I made her nice and large so we can't see her feet. All we will need is the beginning of her skirt, right there. Now we need to add a background, and her background is going to be big leaves because she loved being out in nature, and she found lots of inspiration from going outside and looking at nature, being near leaves. So that is why we are drawing leaves all around her. And as you can see, they are really big shapes, and you can make them all kinds of different ways. You can even add some branches to yours if you would like. Just try to fill up all of the space in the background with lots of big leaves. And that is our Frida Kahlo drawing. It is all finished. Next, we will color. I will be using markers and crayons, and you can use paint if you have that. I will first use my yellow marker to trace the border of the front side of her dress. Do keep in mind that you want to use really bold and bright colors. You want to make this as colorful as possible because we are remembering that we are drawing Frida Kahlo, and she really loved wearing really bright colors, and she thought about everything that she was going to wear very carefully. So that is why I am first picking this bright yellow color for this part of her dress, but you can pick any color that you would like to use. I will now color it in with my yellow crayon, taking care to stay inside the lines where I want to make this yellow so that I can use a different color for the rest of her dress. I will continue by coloring in the borders of her dress with this bright orange color all the way around in the areas where I want to color in with my orange crayon. I have decided that I want to draw some polka dots for her skirt, so I'm going back to my black marker and drawing a few circles on her skirt that I will leave white and color the rest of her skirt black so that it looks like it has white polka dots. Next, I am coloring her hair. Her hair was a beautiful black, just like her black cat, who was very playful, just like she was. Now I am moving on to coloring in those flowers. Remember I told you that she loved bold, beautiful colors, so I am going to make each flower a different color. Next, I will color her earrings, her lips, and the little neckline of her dress that I have not yet colored. I am now going to grab my brown crayon and color in her skin this beautiful brown color. Finally, we have made it to the end, and I am now using two different green colors to color in the leaves and the background. And there you have it, friends, Frida Kahlo, one of the most famous painters of all time. Let's add our signature. See you next time.